guys? It's your boy Cub in the building, commissioner of the PBA. Sorry for the wait, fellas. I feel like Wayne. Sorry for the wait. Shout out to everybody in the building. Appreciate you, Prof, on those bits. You already know the big gang. Also appreciate you for showing love and, gifting those subs. Let me get that music toned out a little bit there. Shout out to everybody in the building. Samad Sims, what's going on with you, Prof? Ryan Hill, what's good, Brody? Coach in the building, Coach Zay, what's up? Marcus Granger, that's that Villanova coach. Okay, we got some guys in the building. I love how the coaches come through. Coach Santana, Carolina in the building as well. Let's see who else is here. I see Khalil in the building. Jamal Ballard, of course. That boy Crash. Yee Snow, Coach Rockefeller, UConn. Ace in the building, Amani. What's going on, y'all? So as you can see, of course, we just got that top 25 in here just before we get to these signings. And we're going to jump straight into them. I actually did get all of the signings mapped out here tonight, so I will be able to just go through them one by one here versus last time where I was having to import the file each time. Strong in the chat, appreciate y'all for stopping by. We're gonna get into day 2 of the signing period for College Series 1. Day 1, we're gonna go over a lot of signings, actually, all of them up to date. So get ready for a long night here. Not a long night, but a long ride with these recruits. We did have 47 total seniors get scholarships and get recruited. So we're gonna get through 47 seniors. Jack in the building. What up, Jack? But yeah, we're gonna get through them pretty quickly. Just going through these rankings one more time. Got the sophomores, Robert Chambers, taking the top of that one. Shout out to all the coaches putting in the work, doing their graphics, posting on the gram, posting in the Discord channels, just really in tune, locked in with their players. That's what we want to see, setting that tone for the coaches. Let's see if all that hard work pays off. But first, we're going to start things off, guys. We are going to get straight to it. Young point guard Billy Hunt from Empire State Academy played his basketball at Empire State Academy last season. He was able to find his way into the starting lineup a few different times throughout the year. He did finish off as a 3-star recruit. Let me see, where is he? Let me go by his schools, that way I know. Yeah, so he was a 3-star recruit there at Empire State. So his storyline, I guess he's having he had a family member, right, that's in Arizona. So he's been trying to get to an Arizona school, but he didn't receive any offers from Arizona. A sick family member he wants to play close to, maybe a grandmother, maybe an auntie, maybe an uncle or something like that. But with that being said, he did take his chances and he went on the campus with Coach Brian Yale, and he did accept a walk-on to Arizona State to play for the Sun Devils. So 3-star point guard Billy Hunt, due to health reasons in the family, he wanted to play near Arizona, so he decided to walk on to Arizona State. 27th overall senior, number 3 in the state of New York, number 5 point guard. So he has game. He is a baller, very local baller, very, got a big name over there up in the tri-state area. But this kid's gonna head out west, taking his chances, walking on. Coach Brian Yell giving him a chance. Let's see if he can find his way into the lineup. It's gonna be tough. 5-star generals in the building. Ryan Hill, one of your guys right here. How you feel about this walk-on process for young Billy Hunt? You know him best. He was your backcourt mate, your point guard last season. How you think he'll do out west Coast basketball, playing for the Sun Devils? What's going on, Coach Rockefeller? Texas in the building. What up, Coach? So here we're starting it off with walk on Billy Hunt, and we're gonna move it along here, guys. I gotta fix that. Okay, so we got some that I gotta fix. So Lonzo Washington here. Let me get that fixed for y'all. There we go. Lonzo Washington, power forward from Mountain View Christian Academy. Flew under the radar, 46 overall, ranked senior, 7th in the state of New York, 15th power forward. He's going to be headed to Arizona. So we got some West Coast guys here. As you see, Arizona and Arizona State locking in here on 2 recruits. Let me see if these other ones are messed up too. They shouldn't be. Yeah, he's pretty tough. He flew under the radar, but that's a pretty good grab there for Arizona. Headed over to Swamp Creek Academy. We got big fella center Michael Bedford, 3-star recruit, 47th overall, 13th in the state of Florida. Remember, Florida was tough, had a lot of ballers. 12th at the center position for the senior class. Going to be headed to the Baylor Bears here to play his collegiate basketball. Next up, we got Scott Reed from Lakeville Prep, another Florida boy, 41st overall player, 12th in the state of Florida, 9th in his position at the center position, that is, headed to Arizona. So Arizona reeling in 2 3-stars early here. A nice front court from Lonzo Washington and Scott Reed. Fletcher Troy in the building. What's good, Fletch? And remember, yesterday we did see Lorenzo Bender, 3-star power forward, signed to Virginia, 45th overall, ranked 11th in the state of Texas, 14th at the power forward position. Then we seen Grant Meyer, 3-star recruit, going to be headed to Syracuse from California, 40th overall player, 7th in the state of Cali, 8th at the center position. Cody Emerson going to be headed to Gonzaga to play his college basketball from Rock Point Christian Academy. He was on that bench squad, straight out of Florida, 3-star recruit, 39th overall, 11th in the state, 12th at the power forward position. No, we just started at Fletch, so you didn't miss much yet. Just going through the 3-stars here, these 3-stars, working my way up from 3 to 4 to 5. 27 strong in the chat. Shout out to everybody in the building. Appreciate y'all. Let's get the hashtag PBA, man. It's signing day, day 2. We got some signings, getting this college thing kicked off for CS1. And with that being said, we got our guy Jazz Ali. Remember Jazz Ali from Texas Prep, where he's headed to Miami to play for the Hurricanes. 3-star center, very athletic center here. Pretty tough player. 28th, or I should say 29th overall, 8th in the state and 7th at his position. Appreciate y'all boys, man. Yeah, that boy Jazz is tough. I mean, if you watch the series at all, if you watch season 1, he was catching lobs, running the break. Texas Prep ended up number 2. You know, they went to the Natty, lost to Dream, but this kid was tough off that bench playing behind Ellis Wagner. So this kid headed to Miami, play at in the ACC. See if he can play in that ACC scrappy basketball. He's got the frame for it. What's going on, my boy? Aaron Butcher in the building. AB. Headed out to Cali from Florida is going to be Benny Rhodes, our first UCLA Bruin. One of these days, we'll get us a coach over there for the Bruins. Get us a UCLA rivalry going. Get us some coaches over there. But for now, 3-star Benny Rhodes, straight from Lakeville Prep. 35th overall player in the country. ninth in the state of Florida, 6th small forward in his class. King Anthony, what's going on? He said it's on and popping next week. Leo, man, it's going down. I'm gonna get you those stats too right after this, bro. Appreciate you on that help. Trust me, that's gonna be a huge help for me. Huge help for me. Moving on along, guys. We got, speaking of USC and UCLA, we got Derek Osby. Derek Osby is actually not from Bear Valley Academy. That's my mistake. He's from Cal Springs Prep. So in California, wrong school. So from Cal Springs Prep, I'll have that fixed for the official graphic when I post it on the gram. And he's definitely not a 5-star, so that's my mistake. Almost made it through without a mistake. That should be the only error, but we'll see. Yeah, he's a 3-star recruit though. However, he can stretch the floor lefty. He can shoot it from deep. Pretty good, pretty solid big man. Pretty interested to see what he can do for the Trojans. Next up, we got, of course, remember we seen 3-star big man. I got that fixed though. Damian Webb from Bear Valley Academy headed to Kansas to play the center position. 15th overall player in the nation in the senior class, the number 8th player in the state of California, and the number 11th center in the nation. Following Damian Webb, we got a new signee. California boy is getting to it. This time, Pico School's own power forward Ronnie Graham. If you know, you know. Ronnie Graham going to be headed to Bama. He's a Bama boy. 44th overall player in the country. 9th in the state of Cali. 13th power forward on the board. 3-star Ronnie Graham. Stars dropped a little bit because guys like King Anthony and Kale Parker, the young guys, they decided to go young with the front court. So guys like Ronnie Graham, Jonathan Weaver, Lonnie, what was his, I can't even think of his name right now. It's Lonnie something though, the dark-skinned center they got over there on the bench. But those guys had to stay benched because the young guys was balling. So Ronnie Graham is a slept-on prospect, and he's tough. Lonnie Hawkins, I don't like to forget stuff. Lonnie Hawkins, that's his name. So yeah, Ronnie Graham's gonna be pretty tough there for the Crimson Tide. Duke in the building. Duke checking in. What up, Nick James? Appreciate y'all. 28 strong. We got Kansas, and we got Kansas assistant coach. I need a full name from you though, assistant coach. I know the part of it, but I need a whole name. He said he hating because it's Bama. That's funny. He said he's just on football timing. But yeah, big signing here for Bama, getting a really quality power forward here that can put the basketball in the hoop. Pretty athletic build here. Next up is going to be young Rahel Reeves, reclassed to that senior. He used senior class. Used to be a user. One of my homies on this mod and stuff. He really helped me get going on here. Provided me with a lot of cyber faces as well. So I just wanted to keep his storyline going. He just got into college and stuff, so you know how that go. He's just a little busy, but wanted to keep his player going. Just went ahead and slid him into college. So he's just a 3-star recruit looking to find his way. Pretty lengthy. Believe he's around 6'6", 6'7", shooting guard. So he's going to be able to find a spot on a team, and a team that he decided to go to. You know, his offers were a little bit down here. If we want to dive into these offers. Here, let me see. Let me go by team. That way I can find them quicker. So yeah, he had a couple of offers. Ohio State and North Carolina gave him offers, and he ended up going with North Carolina. So 6'7" shooting guard out of Texas, North Lake Academy to be exact. He's a scorer, and he's looking to get a bucket. Number 10th in the state of Texas, 7th at the shooting guard position, 38 overall, headed to Chapel Hill. North Carolina landing their first recruit for CS1. North Carolina on the board. Next up, we got Darren Figgs, another guy who flew under the radar, starting point guard from Mountain View Academy. Felt like he was a really solid guard. Didn't really get the offers. But he did get a shot, and he did receive one offer. And again, Samaj, let me hear you. He's going to Bama. Darren Figs, 3-star recruit, 37th overall, 6th in the state of New York, 8 at his position. He is headed to play at Bama. So Bama getting 2 guys there from Ronnie Graham and Figs, point guard and the power forward. Crimson Tide trying to get a couple of sneaky recruits to see if these guys are worth it. Alabama sneaking them in. Next up, we got Jay Rice, committed to Auburn, staying with his commitment as the 36th overall recruit, 9th in the state of Texas, 5th at his position. 3-star Jay Rice going to be headed to play in that backcourt for Auburn. What's going on with you, Prov? He said these power schools are going to look at all the competition as rivals. The collegiate series is going to be like a heavyweight title bout every game. Oh yeah, it's going to be crazy. We're going to capture all the big moments, man. Most definitely. Next up, we got Isaiah Langford. Let's take a look at Isaiah's recruiting process for this season. This kid is coming out of speaking of Mountain View Christian Academy. He's a 3-star recruit. Didn't get any visits, but he did get quite a few offers here. He's offered from Kentucky, Michigan State, Michigan, UConn, Oregon, and Auburn. So he did get some hefty offers there, and this young man decided to take his talents to UConn and stay up in the New York area, in the tri-state area a little bit there, you know what I mean, headed to UConn to play his collegiate basketball. Small forward Isaiah Langford hitting the John Wall Dougie on him. Going to be playing for the Huskies. Coach Rockefeller getting his first recruit here for CS1. Congratulations. Locking in, grabbing a recruit here. Pretty special here for UConn, getting this small forward. He can score in bunches. He can score it in bunches. He said that dance fire. So shout out to Coach Rockefeller reeling one in. And then, of course, Cy Turner headed to Auburn as well, out of Swamp Creek Academy. Out of Swamp Creek Academy. And then we're going to double back. We're going to double back because this kid received a late scholarship. This kid, Ishmael Epps from Dream. Remember, he took home a national championship as a backup point guard to Robert Chambers. He ended up getting a few recruits, or a few offers at the end of the recruiting process, but with North Carolina, UConn, and Ohio State. And Ishmael Epps also decided to stay up in the tri-state area out of New Jersey, and he's going to head to UConn as well. So 3-star slept on recruit Ishmael Epps. That's a tough cyber too. He is headed to UConn. So New Jersey and New York boys staying up there and going to the Huskies. Looks like Coach Rockefeller knows how to keep the guys home, knows how to keep the recruits close to home. So that's something to keep an eye on for those New York players, those New Jersey players in the future. Maybe we see a Jack Jones. Maybe we see a Kyler McConnell over that way. Maybe we see any of the Empire State boys, St. Fabian boys. So something to definitely keep note of, that this guy is able to reel in the hometown talent. After Zay Harris finished playing football at Utah football, I reunite with, okay, bet. Coach Nasser. Okay, so Zay Harris. Okay, I love that name. Okay, so we can do that. We can roll with that. Zay Harris. What's the relation to Kai Harris? Is that like his uncle? So UConn reeling in 2 recruits here in Isaiah Langford, small forward, 34th overall and 33rd. So the 33rd and the 34th overall. That's cool. So back-to-back 2 top 10 players in their state, in the tri-state area, and in their position. So 2 3-star scrappy guys who's looking to prove themselves for Coach Rockefeller. Headed back to Baylor. It's going to be Rover Academy's backup power forward. Remember, he can shoot it. Daniel Mills. This kid was pretty tough for Rover last season, and he's going to be headed to Baylor, the 30th overall player, 8th in the state, 10th in his position. And like I said, just that stretch four, able to hit it from deep, hit the three-pointer, stretch at the mid-range area, you know, and just can give you really solid minutes. Can give you really solid minutes. Next up, we got Avery Kent. Remember the athletic white boy from Pack Hills, the one that rocked the headband? Well, he's headed to Oregon. He's going to be the first Duck here for CS1. The Oregon Ducks getting one of the better athletic power forwards, as you see, 28th overall, number 6 in the state of Cali, and the number 9th in his position, 3-star Avery Kent from Pack Hills Academy. Solomon Moore headed to Auburn. This is one of my favorite pictures right here. Also one of my favorite cybers. 4-star point guard from Lakeville. Came off the bench. Definitely came off the bench for Cade Locke, but when he came in, he got straight to buckets. Just a straight up pure bucket here. 26 overall, 7th in the state of Florida, 4th in his position, 4-star, headed to Auburn. He said, every time I see Baylor, so he got it out for Baylor and Alabama. Oh, man. Next up, we got Joe Parrish, 4-star small forward, headed to Virginia to play for Coach Daryl Brown. Oh, man, he's feeling away about those boys over there. Coach Daryl Brown reeling in Joe Parrish from Central Tech Academy. Top 5 in his position, top 10 in his state. Next up, we got Robert Hackett headed to Marquette. Rock Point Christian's own from Florida, backup center to BJ Jordan. Just a pure bucket. We all know Robert Hackett got in the game and did what he was supposed to do. He got straight to buckets, can run off 8 to 10 points quick. Next up, of course, we had Leo Clark go to Texas. Big time grab here, 4-star Leo Clark. From Bear Valley, had offers from Miami, Baylor, Marquette, Texas, Michigan State, and Oregon. No visits, but he did end up deciding to go to Texas to play for the Longhorns. Adrian Jefferson here. Big time player for North Lake. Tough season for those guys, but he is a 4-star. However, him and Hayden Washington put up great individual numbers as a front court together. And they both received a handful of offers from Arizona, Marquette, Villanova, Georgetown, Gonzaga, and Florida, where Adrian Jefferson's offers went on, I believe he did. Yeah, he went on a visit to Florida. That was his only visit, and we've seen that play out on YouTube and different graphics. So with that being said, Adrian Jefferson definitely chose the route to go to Florida to play college. 4-star center Adrian Jefferson headed to Florida. Number 6 in the state, number 5 in his position. What's going on with you, Ace Bishop? Straight from Empire State. Next up, we had Mo McDaniels, another Rover power forward. This was the starting power forward, while Daniel Mills was his backup. 4-star Mo McDaniel headed to Syracuse. So again, teams up north getting some guys, man. That ACC filling out nicely. I think we got, did we put them in the ACC, or did we got them in the, let me make sure. Yep. So yeah, that ACC getting packed. What up, Manu? Oh yeah, I remember that for sure. Collins Hill. I remember that most definitely. That boy was a beast. Heavy hitter for real. And then of course we were just talking about that North Lake front court tandem with Hayden Washington at the power forward position and Adrian at the center position. Adrian headed to Florida You figure they both might stay together, but Hayden's going to take a different route, and he's going to head to Marquette. He is headed to Marquette. I think Marquette did pretty solid. I think they got a couple of people, huh? I don't know if I've seen another one yet, but oh yeah, Robert Hackett. That's right. So they got a front court right there. So he decided to go play with Robert Hackett instead of his high school buddy. So that's gonna be interesting. Tay Dior in the building. What's going on, bro? I ain't forgot about you too, by the way, bro. I'm finna get you rolling. As soon as I get done with these recruits, I got a player coming to y'all, bro. This is an exclusive player, man. I can't wait to get him in the league. It's gonna be lit, y'all. I think a point guard. I know he usually make point guards, but I got the information, so I gotta plug it in. But yeah, we going through signing day 2 of this, so just kind of going through the signings. All right, y'all. Texas. He said Texas running the SEC. All right, we'll see. We will see. Next up, Trey Reed. Big time player last season for Cal Springs Prep. Again, another tough season for those guys. They started to pick it up. Obviously, number 2 player in the nation, Darren Cole, is tough. And Trey Reed was one of his running mates, along with Noah Meyer, who's, going back to play his senior season at Cal Springs. But Trey Reed, big part of that, ranked 19th in the nation, 4-star power forward. Let's see who he had offers from. Let's see, Cal Springs Prep. Trey Reed, he had offers from Syracuse, Kansas, Villanova, Arizona, and Arizona State. Trey Reed. And with that being said, Trey Reed decided to go play basketball for Villanova. Let me fix that for you real quick. Headed to Villanova's power forward, Trey Reed from California. Headed to the East Coast from the West Coast. Coach Marcus Granger getting his first recruit here for CS1. And he goes to the West Coast to find a big man, Trey Reed. 19th overall recruit, 4th in the state of Cali, and 5th power forward in the nation. So Villanova, big time grab here for Villanova. Big time grab. Next up, we got Mac Shepard. I know everybody's been waiting for Mac Attack. They call him Mac Attack Shepard, right? From Rock Point Christian Academy. Oh my goodness, rocking the fro with the chains is Mac Attack Shepard. Everybody wants to know, where's this kid going? Where is Mac Attack playing this college basketball? 4-star recruit, 17th, ranked 17th in the nation, from Florida. Let's see his offers. This would be a really sneaky grab for anybody out there. He's a scorer at his finest, can put the ball in the hoop. Tough going for Rock Point late in the season, but this kid is special. We all know it. Had offers from Duke, Texas, Kansas, Arizona State, UConn, and I believe North Carolina snuck an offer in there as well. So this kid, listen up, from Florida, he's decided. Got with his family. Talked it out. Fletcher said he's going wherever Mac's going. And Mac Attack Shepard, he is going to be headed to Arizona State to play for Coach Brian Yale and the Sun Devils. 4-star Mac Attack. He is going to take his own route, do the unfamiliar, the unordinary, go to a school where he feels they can put the ball in his hand to start off, give him a starting position, get heavy minutes. Arizona State looking to build this culture, and they feel like Mac Attack Shepard is a guy that they can build off of early on, starting from his freshman year, and just really mold him into a star here for the Sun Devils. So shout out to Mac. Probably got a nice little NIL deal popping over there. Decided to go a different route. Mac Attack is headed to the desert. Oh boy. That's a clean graphic too, I might say, if I do say so myself. Pretty clean graphic. All right, next up we got Adam Cooper. We all know Dog from Dream Academy, New Jersey. National champion right here in the PBA High School Series 1. The number 2 small forward in the country. And the 5th in the state of Jersey. Number 15th overall player in the senior class. Headed to Kansas. Brian Yale checking in the ASU. You probably should check in on that account when you in your coach bag, and then when you in your player bag, switch back. But if you just checked in, you guys have just got the future to start that foundation off in Mac Attack Shepard. 4-star recruit. I had to show it again. Small forward, breaking news. This is the kid they felt like they can put the ball in his hands early. Gave him a nice little NIL penny. He could have went to any major school, any bigger school, but he decided to go to Arizona State and put on for the Sun Devils, get an opportunity to play right away and make an impact in this lineup. And Brian Yale is going to be key in the development in this kid, Mac Shepard. So he's going to be very key in the development process of Mac Shepard. This kid is a kid who could have went to a major program, but decided to take the little NIL bag. Maybe Yale had some money tucked away, and they're gonna build off this. This is a really big signing for a school like the Sun Devils. So I know they're gonna definitely celebrate this one. And I know you didn't. I don't know if you were here earlier, but you guys also got Billy Hunt as a walk-on. He had it was a health emergency in his family, so he left from New York. By all means, he needed to play in Arizona, couldn't find anywhere to go. You guys, I seen you offered him a walk-on opportunity, and he took it. So that's a steal right there. That's one of those storylines where a better recruit goes to a school based off personal reasons. So you find yourself where you're building off a potential, backcourt or something here with Billy Hunt and Mac Shepard. So shout out to the Sun Devils, Coach Yale, first year, bringing in his guys to get the job done. And again, of course, we had Adam Cooper going to Kansas, and the big fella Patrick Woods headed to Virginia. Big time grab. Again, one of the guys that flirts with that 4 or 5 star range, because he is the last of the 4 stars. We will see 5 stars now coming across the screen. Let me see here. Big signing for Virginia and Coach Darryl Brown. Huge signing. Here we go. Let me see. All right. Yesterday we did see where Zane Livingston was going. I did change the picture though. Just wanted to give him a better number, different little look there. As we did see Zane Livingston 5-star reclass. Let's see who he had on his list here. He had Duke, Syracuse, Virginia, UConn, Texas, Kansas, North Carolina. Ultimately, the number 3 point guard in the country, number 3 in the state, number 13 overall, Zane Livingston, 5-star baller, headed to play for the Jayhawks. He's got Coach Nas Calhoun over there and assistant coach Zay Harris. Let's see how they can get this guy going in the offense. He should be somebody that can step in right away and make an impact on this Jayhawks team and in this lineup. But a great signing here for Kansas. Of course, next up we had Clay Porter, the #1 small forward in the country, headed to play for Tennessee. #3 player in the state of Florida. You know Florida's tough, but this kid from Swamp Creek, you know he was a straight bucket. I told you he just reminded me of like Joe Johnson, the way his game is smooth. He's silent. He's a silent killer. 12th overall in the nation, Clay Porter. Hope all his hair fall out. I'm weak. Oh man, Clay Porter though, man. However, Clay Porter had a pretty big recruiting process from Swamp Creek. Offers from Tennessee, Kentucky, Auburn, Oregon, Michigan, and North Carolina. Went to visit Virginia, but ultimately didn't go with Virginia. Who else had visits here that we've seen signed? Damian Webb had a visit with Virginia as well. Y'all got to make some more impacts on them visits, Virginia. Trey Reed had a visit he went to Arizona, went to Villanova. Okay. All right. Let's get some visits going. Today's chat been peaceful. Hey. All right, next up we got a big-time 5-star recruit power forward, Sean Nelson. This kid is from up north, a New York guy to the core, Empire State Academy 5-star general. This kid's tough, man. Straight up bucket. He can rebound it, double type of guy. 20 points, 10 rebounds type of guy. You know, he can hit the mid-range. This kid's just tough. He has offers from Tennessee, Alabama, UConn, Villanova, and North Carolina. And he has visits from Nova, it looks like. But this kid is tough, man. And at the end of the day, the kid from Empire State Academy chose again. This coach is showing that he can keep him home. He's headed to UConn. Sean Nelson going to play for the Huskies, the #1 player in the state of New York, the #3 power forward in the nation, #11 overall player, is going to be headed to Connecticut to play for Coach Rockefeller. And again, the trend continues where he is able to keep the hometown guys home. Sean Nelson headed to UConn to play for Coach Rockefeller. Coach reeling in the hometown guys this evening. He got 2 guys from New York and 1 Jersey man. You can't beat it. He said the first ever user signing on it. No, for real, man. I'm a spaz. When I announced that one. Oh my gosh, that's gonna be crazy. Hopefully we got 100 viewers by then. That first user signing. Duke in the building, giving his congrats. Sean Nelson, like I said, huge signing right there. Everybody was trying to get this kid. He had a strong top 5. Again, his top 5 consisted of Tennessee, Alabama, UConn, Villanova, and North Carolina. So yeah, I'm interested to see how that plays out, because again, this is a big time player right here. I want to see if they throw him in or line up early. Again, #1 player in the state. That's tough. We ain't seen too many of those. Is that the first #1 in the state that we've seen? We've seen the #1 in the position, right? In Clay Porter. But was that our first #1 state player? .31 strong. Yeah, this the first #1 state player. Again, we seen the #1 position in that small forward position in Clay. But they reeled in the number 1 in the state. So when you go to the state of New York to watch basketball, this the kid you going to see at Empire State is this kid, Sean Nelson. He's the best in the state. That's crazy. All right, moving along, guys. We did see this big time signing yesterday. I had to hit y'all with this one heavy. The kid Tyree Cambridge taking his talents to Duke, joining the Brotherhood. Now, he ain't number 1 in the state, but I'll take number 2. Number 2 in the state of Cali, number 4 in his position, and number 10 overall 5-star recruit Tyree Cambridge headed to Duke. Had a big time season for Pico School, big time numbers, had offers from Kentucky, Syracuse, Louisville, Duke, UConn, North Carolina. Ultimately, he had a visit from Duke that changed the playing field for him, and that pretty much solidified his signing once he hit the campus and seeing what the Brotherhood was about. Coach Derwin Willis over there bringing in a top-notch recruit here in Tyree Cambridge. Yeah, Yee Snow, he definitely shared the floor with Yee Snow all last season. Those dudes were dogs. Whenever Yee was down, Tyree would go off for an 8 to 10 point spree, literally. And then whenever, vice versa, whenever Tyree was off, it was Yee. So he know a lot about Tyree for sure. He could definitely vouch for him. Going to Duke, that's a tough move. He's a Duke type of guy. It's going to be tough to watch him play for the Blue Devils, man. Pico School, again, shared that backcourt, shared that with Ace Howard. Ace Howard's teammate as well. So these guys, they definitely big on Tyree Cambridge, I'm pretty sure. Now, next up, this recruit, Jason Cunningham from Texas Prep Academy. Remember, this dude was a lefty assassin, bro. This dude was a straight up menace, but for some reason, he fell under the radar a lot during the season. And he was one of those guys where he was quiet until you went to play him to see what, those players were like, you had to go play him to really see the hype. The hype wasn't too crazy, but he's a 5-star shooting guard. Like he's really like that. He had offers from Arizona, Virginia, UCLA, North Carolina, and Texas. But yeah, he was really like that. And he just I don't know, people didn't talk about him much until it was time to play, and he torched them for 25 and 6 threes or some crazy stuff. Like, then everybody's like, oh, who's this Jason Cunningham, this lefty dude? He's just a dog. Appreciate you, AD3, I appreciate you for that sub, man. Appreciate you. But what I want to say with his recruiting process that stood out to me was this kid was actually, I actually had him signed, or not even signed, but committed to another school. But ultimately, he went on a visit that changed his whole recruiting process and changed to where he actually ended up signing. And at the end of the day, the kid is a Texas boy, and he's headed to Texas to play for Coach Samad Sims Sr., man. 5-star shooting guard headed to the Longhorns. After the visit he got from Texas, you see the University of Texas in the background right there. That means it's official. He got the visit from Texas, his hometown school. He looked up to him all his life. All he ever wanted to do was be a Longhorn. Just be a Texas Longhorn. And at the end of the day, he was waiting for that visit. He had the offer, but he didn't see the campus. And when he went to the campus, it was over. The number 3 player in the state of Texas, the number 3 shooting guard in the nation, number 9 player in the nation, Jason Cunningham, the lefty assassin, is headed to Texas. So Duncan Moore, remember that, the Texas boy, speaking of Duncan Moore, 5-star center. So now you put together a 5-star center and a 5-star shooting guard. So now we got to look at Coach Samad Sims as a hometown hero as well, because he's able to reel in the number 2 and the number 3 players in the state of Texas, right? Jason Cunningham and Duncan Moore, and top 3 in their positions, top 10, 8 and 9 overall. Both from Texas, headed to play for the Longhorns. That's big news. That's big news. All right, the big fellas are going off the board. But yeah, so I just wanted to throw that out there. I don't want you to hey, listen, I'm going to just let you know. He was going to North Carolina. Santana. He was really fond of y'all over at North Carolina, Jason Cunningham, that is, and he was almost in the door, but he got a last-minute visit to Texas campus, his hometown school, what he was waiting for, and that changed and made him sign with the Longhorns. So he was gonna be headed to the Tar Heels to play with North Carolina and play with Coach Santana over there, but he ended up going and playing for his hometown school, Texas. So Samaj really doing his thing. Got a steal. He stole one right there, hometown boy. And of course, you know, he reeled in another 5-star recruit, the number 2 center in the nation and the number 2 in the state of Texas, and that is of course Duncan Moore. And this is Isaiah Santana's favorite player, I think. So the irony is real, because his favorite player went to a team that stole one of his top recruits. Man, next up is a guy that we know all too well, another fro guy with the chain on, and you know his name, you know his game, tatted up, yatted up, Ben Lowry from Rover Academy, Florida basketball, point guard at his finest. He reminds us of young Kyrie. He's flashy, he's got the floaters, he's got the three, he's got the step back, the spins. Like, this kid really does it. He's got offers from Louisville, Kansas, Georgetown, Texas, Duke. He was really big on Georgetown. Iverson is his idol, so he was, I'm gonna just say that he was real big on Georgetown, and the storyline was fitting, and he even put him in the top 3, and he gave him a verbal. He did give him a verbal, just feeling like he was AI. He just gave him a verbal, feeling like AI. So this is a big dog right here. We've been talking about this kid since practice, since training camp opened for Rover. And he's just one of my favorite players for sure. And I'm just excited to announce that he is going to be something that changed again. Coaches, important that you stay on top of your recruiting, because I'm watching. He got a visit from a school that, when you go to this school and you get that visit, it's pretty much a lock that you become part of the family. And it's only one family that he could have went to on that list, and it was the Brotherhood. Oh my goodness. Ben Lowry is headed to Duke to play for the Blue Devils. Another number 2 in the state, number 2 in his position, number 7 overall in the country, the number 2 point guard, and the number 2 player in Florida, which Florida has some dogs. Ben Lowry is headed to Duke. Ben Lowry is headed to Duke to play for the Brotherhood. Big time grab for Coach Derwin. Tyree Cambridge and Ben Lowry, a future backcourt. That's crazy. You got a 5-star point guard in Ben Lowry, and you got a 5-star shooting guard in Tyree Cambridge. That is the future backcourt set for this Blue Devil team. Tyree at the shooting guard as the number 2 in his state, 4 in his position, and number 2 in his state, 2 in his position is Ben Lowry. Big time grab for Coach Derwin Willis and the Blue Devils. Next up, Charlie Rivers, another candidate that we just loved, man. Another player we love talking about all year, the most athletic white boy we've ever seen. Let's just be point blank, let's just be bold about it. The coldest, most athletic white boy you ever seen. This dude was jumping from the ceiling. I mean, he was coming from out of the sky, flying in, crashing boards, crazy putbacks. Y'all remember? I'm talking about this dude. Charlie Rivers is just different. And he got a lot of big time offers here. Let's check him out. Texas Prep, went to the national championship game, almost got the Triple Crown. He had offers from Kentucky. Florida, really big on Charlie Rivers. Got him to come to the campus, check the campus out. He had visits from Florida at Arizona State. So they were definitely trying to get him to come through. North Carolina got in the mix. Arizona State got in the mix. And Houston, you know, he's a Texas boy. So Houston trying to creep in the mix there and trying to steal him away from all the recruits. But Charlie Rivers, ultimately a huge recruit here, number 6 player in the nation. He is the number 2 power forward in the nation, and he is the number 1 player in the state of Texas. So this is a big one. This is another number 1 in the state. These are rare, right? These are rare, as you can see. Number 1 in the state. We seen the Mr. Basketball for New York go to UConn. Now we're going to see Gatorade State Player of the Year for Texas. Where does he go? Charlie Rivers, with all that on the line, has decided to take his talents to good old Chapel Hill. North Carolina lands there, 5-star future power forward. He's rocking that number too. You know he won't be able to wear it, but it looked good in the picture. Michael Jordan let him wear it just for the time being, just because he trusts in the white boys now. You know he signed Luka. Luka got a signature shoe. Michael Jordan is all in on this. Now you can't wear the jersey in the game, young fella, but you can wear it for the photo shoot, because this is a huge sign and it's trying to put the Tar Heels back on the map, because it's been a little bit of a struggle lately, as we all know. Now that was a personal shot. I didn't mean to do that. Yes, I did. But let's reel it back in, because this is a huge signing for Charlie Rivers in North Carolina. You get the number 1 player in the state of Texas, the number 2 power forward in the nation, number 6 overall, Charlie Rivers. Charlie Rivers. We're going to see him high flying in Jordans. It's only right. Seeing him in the air. Do we call him Air Charlie now? Air Rivers? It's going to happen. I'm excited about this one. Duke and North Carolina. And speaking of big men, we just going to go ahead and go out there and just do it. Just go ahead and do it. Ellis Wagner to Duke. Duke has now reeled in 3 5-stars. They got it covered from the backcourt to the front court. 2 of the best backcourt players and one of the best in the business. Actually, he is the number 1 center in the class. The number 1 center in the class. So they didn't get a number 1 state. They didn't get a Mr. Basketball at Duke this year, but they did get a number 1 player in the state, or in the position. The best center you can get. Number 5 overall player in the nation. So these 2 bigs are going to be going at it. We're going to be seeing a lot of not Duncan Moore, but Ellis Wagner versus Charlie Rivers in that Duke North Carolina rivalry. That's going to be fire. Fire. That's going to be fire. But Ellis Wagner, number 1 center in the nation from New Jersey. He did not go to UConn. I guess good old Rockefeller couldn't swing that one. What happened, coach? Couldn't bring that number 1 center over, huh? That'd have been cold. Sean Nelson and Ellis Wagner. But man, couldn't get that one. All right, moving along, guys. Big time signing here. Next up, Charlie Gray. We all know Charlie Gray. These are some heavy hitting names now, boy. The 5-star Charlie Gray from Lakeville Prep, Florida's own, Florida's finest, one of the coldest scorers in the nation. Johnny Holiday's rival.
He's a user he's the only user right now that got a legit generic rival, and it's Charlie Gray, shooting guard from Florida. He's had offers from Arizona State, Virginia, Florida, Kansas, and North Carolina. He's had a visit on campus to Arizona State, Virginia, and Florida. Big time player. Ahead, top of his class, the 4th ranked player in the nation in the senior class. 5-star recruit. Let's see, he's the number 2 ranked shooting guard, only behind Jeff Harrison in the nation. And we got a number 1 stater. He's the number 1 player in the state of Florida. Benny Lowry being behind him. Ben Lowry. So this is another number 1 state. Mr. Basketball of Florida. And remember, Florida has some tough ballers this season, but Charlie Gray topped them all. So the number 1 player in the state of Florida. Is going to be staying home, guys. He's going to be making a splash in the city. He's really fond of Coach Teddy Johnson and the Florida Gators. Charlie Gray making a huge splash. The number 1 shooting guard in the state of Florida. The number 1 player in the state of Florida. The number 2 shooting guard in the nation. Number 4 in the country. Staying home in Florida to play for Teddy Johnson and the Gators. Florida doing some heavy recruiting, bringing in a hometown guy. And of course, we all know yesterday they reeled in Darren Cole, the number 1 player in the state of Cali, number 1 point guard in the nation, and number 2 overall player. This signing is crazy. If you look at the magnitude of it, they have 2 Mr. Basketballs for Florida now. 2 number 1 players in their state, the state of Cali and the state of Florida. These guys went crazy. Darren Cole and Charlie Gray, the future backcourt of the Gators. Oh my goodness, this is going to be madness. The SEC is going to be crazy. Texas, Florida, this is going to be wild. Alabama, this is going to be wild. CS1 is going to be lit. Charlie Gray, Darren Cole in the backcourt. Wow. Tyree Cambridge, Ben Lowry in the backcourt. My boy, just look, there's Coach Teddy right there. You see it here, Coach. You landed him, the number 1 player in your state of Florida. You got the hometown kid. The hometown hero is here. Number 2 shooting guard in the nation. Number 4 overall. And now you just put together a cold backcourt with 2 Mr. Basketballs, 2 Gatorade State Player of the Year in Cali and Florida. Number 1 in his position, number 2 in his position, number 4 overall, and the number 2 overall player in the nation. 2 top 5 recruits headed to play for the Gators. Take notes, recruits. Take notes, young sophomores, young freshmen. This is a coach you might want to play for. Duke, Florida, Carolina, Arizona State, Kansas, Villanova on the rise. Keep an eye out. And with that huge signing with Charlie Gray in the backcourt of Florida, we are going to end things here, guys. And tomorrow is going to be the final day. I am not signing the number 1 player in the nation tonight. I am not signing Matt Stapleton, the number 3 player in the nation. We are holding off on y'all. I am holding off. Give me one more day. I'm giving coaches one more chance. Y'all getting one more chance to reel in. The number 1 player, Jeff Harrison, he's not ready yet. Look. This is how they do in real life. They give you the cliffhangers. They like, yo, y'all gotta wait. So I'm gonna do it just like that. Suspense, baby. You know, I love it. It's a movie. So we're gonna hold off, guys. We got the remaining recruits for coaches. Get it together. I'm looking at graphics. I'm looking at visits. I'm looking at offers. I'm doing my homework like you doing your homework. The final recruits we got left is big man, Empire State, 4-star center, Adam Blaylock. Big time player. If you don't know who he is, go check him out. He played alongside Sean Nelson. Big front court right there. They did a lot of damage over there with Ryan Hill and all those boys, and Nick James and those guys. But Adam Blaylock, a huge 4-star, flirts with the 5-star. But again, he and Sean Nelson played excellent basketball, double-double machines. He's currently got offers from North Carolina, Syracuse, Miami, Arizona State, and Villanova. So look out for Adam Blaylock to get make some noise. He's got visits right now at Arizona State and Villanova. So Adam Blaylock is looking to sign to a team. We got Dwayne Turner, another 4 or 5-star, flirting with that, but he ended up finishing off as a 4-star. But you all know who he is, kid from Rivertown Prep, another Texas boy that Texas might try to steal. But he's a 4-star kid. He had visits already to Texas. He only got 1 visit to Texas, and he has offers from Houston, another Texas squad, Miami, North Carolina, and Texas. So look out for Dwayne Turner, 2 4-star big men right there, looking to sign tomorrow on the dotted line. And then you have, yes, this means we will have another tomorrow to close out signing day. And like I said, we only have a few signings here, so just 4 signings remaining, which is Adam Blaylock from Empire State, 4-star center, 4-star power forward from Rivertown Prep, Dwayne Turner, of course, 5-star Matt Stapleton, Matty Staples. Y'all know that's one of my guys. Matty Staples, one of the best players in the tri-state area. He's got offers from Carolina, Kansas, Duke, Georgetown, Texas. He's got a visit at Duke and Texas, and he's currently the number 3 player in the nation, the number 1 power forward in the nation, and the number 2 player in the state of Jersey, because the number 1 player in the state of Jersey is, of course, none other than Jeff Harrison, his teammate who he won the national championship with. So those guys are all number 1s in their position. If you notice, Ellis Wagner, number 1 center, Matt, number 1 power forward, Jeff, number 1 shooting guard, all on the same team. They won the state. They won Triple Crown. They won the state. They won the Natty. They won their conference. They were beast. Now they all headed off. Ellis Wagner going to Duke. We got to find out where his teammates are going. Matt Stapleton and Jeff Harrison looking to sign together tomorrow. They want to hold a conference and see where they're going to go. Clearly, we see who's cooler. Actually, yeah, that makes sense, because they were actually seniors. Remember, Ellis Wagner reclassed, so he is younger. So Jeff Harrison and Matt Stapleton might be a little cooler, a little closer than they are with Ellis Wagner. But they are going to make their announcement tomorrow. And you know, Jeff Harrison is the number 1 everything. Number 1 in the country, number 1 in this position, and number 1 in this state. So we got 4 players to finish off things tomorrow, guys. Adam Blaylock, Dwayne Turner, Matt Stapleton, Jeff Harrison. So coaches, make your best pitches, make your best content, make your best visits, because it's on and popping, man. You got 1 more shot to land the number 1, the number 3. Let me see who Adam Blaylock is, number 16. And Dwayne Turner is number 18. So some top 20 talent right here. Top 20 talent, best in their positions, you know, top 5 in their positions, top 5 in their states. This is big. So lock in on these 4 recruits, because it's go time. But that's your boy. That's it. It's your boy Cove. I'm out. That's my time, guys. I'm going to see y'all tomorrow. We're going to run through these 4 recruits, and we're going to get it going, man. CS1 is on the way. High school season 2 is on the way. AAU season 1 is on the way. We just on the way. Stay tuned, man. Peace.